Facilitation superpowers. Where do I find my powers? How do I know that I have the powers in the first place? And how can I grant and share those powers with someone else? Let's quickly jump into the canvas and I'll show you. Now, when you create a canvas in Mural by default in your workspace, you will become the facilitator of said canvas. Now, the way you see that or identify that is by looking at the top right corner here. You'll notice that there's all these new little functionalities and features available to you. These are all the functional facilitation superpowers that live here in the top right corner. There's also another visual indicator that I want to point out, and it's here at the bottom bar. Now, this bottom bar indicates who's currently active in a specific canvas. So here you'll notice that I have a visitor and then of course my photo over here. What is important though, and what I want to indicate here with my photo, is that you'll see that there's a little star here. That star is fancy Mural speak to indicate that that person with that little star is a facilitator in the canvas. Now, the reason I'm kind of hammering on about it and pointing this out is a little bit of a side tip. Now, imagine you walk into a room, there's a whole bunch of people standing in front of a whiteboard. How do you know who's the important person? Where do I go to join these people? What must I be looking at? Now, one of the features, general features available in Mural, is that if I go over here and I click on one of these images, that'll transport me to whatever that specific person is looking at that point in time. So as a general rule of thumb, when I invite people into an activity or I'm running a session, I always point out to people, like, hey folks, here's my photo at the bottom here. Remember, I might have a co-facilitator with me. Look for those stars. If you ever get lost or distracted, click on the little image with the star and you'll join that facilitator on that specific space in the Mural. So it just makes the navigation for people, especially new users, much, much easier, and also make sure that they keep their attention to whatever you're doing inside the canvas. Now, the last point I want to cover quickly is the fact that as a best practice, and you probably know this, is that you need to have a co-facilitator. Now, in general, when you create the new canvas, you'll be the only facilitator. So you require the ability to grant these facilitation superpowers onto someone else. Or perhaps in future, you get invited into a canvas, you might request those superpowers on someone. At least now you'll know how that is done. So I'm going to go here back to the top right corner, and you'll notice that there's a little members icon here. Now, in general, this icon is available to you. If you click that down, you'll notice or see who else has been invited to participate as a member in this canvas. This list is relatively short. Of course, here's my photo, and you'll notice that's got a little star here. But in the past, I invited one of my colleagues, Theo, to come and join and help build this canvas with me. Now, you'll notice here that Theo does have the little facilitation star on her icon here. That means that she is indeed a facilitator in this canvas. Now, how did I do that? So if I click on Theo's details here, you'll notice that I am able to change what she's able to do inside the canvas. I can put her into view only mode. So next time if she joins, she can't do anything. She can just see what's going on in the canvas. Or I can put or change her into only a normal participant. That means she doesn't have access to the facilitation superpowers. Or I can grant her facilitation superpowers by clicking on that selection here. And then you'll notice that she's got a little star here. That means that the next time she joins the canvas, she will have access to all these features over here that is related to facilitation. Of course, this is important. While you're running your activity, you might run into some Wi-Fi problems. Your laptop might decide to do a big software installation. You need someone to take over from you to run, let's say, voting sessions, go into private mode, or help people navigate the canvas. And that's really important to always have someone take over from you and fill your shoes in case something goes wrong.